Welcome everyone to this first public screening of Dog's Best Friend. I'm Dwight Storring, I'm the filmmaker behind the project. Thank you for being here. You know, I am truly excited to be teaming up with ElderDog Canada on this project. I have long admired the work that they do in helping older folks stay connected with their companion animals. You know, that connection, that link is vital to their well-being. These 5 short films will show just how much we depend on our dogs to celebrate the good times and also weather the bad. If you've already made a donation to ElderDog Canada, thank you very much. If you haven't, I hope you'll take a moment either during the screening or afterwards to visit elderdog.ca and donate whatever you can. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you to the 5 families that let me take a peek inside their lives. Of course, without them, there would be no stories. I'd also like to thank BellMedia for commissioning the project and Rode microphones for the audio equipment that I use throughout production. Without these kinds of supports, these kinds of film projects would simply not be possible. Now, let's turn to Ardra Cole, founder of ElderDog, to tell us about the beginnings of the organization.
We are a national registered charity, and we're in our 10th year now, coast to coast, and we're primarily dedicated to supporting the connection between older people and older dogs. I received a phone call that my older brother had died very suddenly. He and his dog lived alone. And when he passed away, his dog, whose name is Mr. Brown, he was an old chocolate lab with terminal cancer. And it became very clear very quickly that Mr. Brown was going to need a home where someone could give him the care and attention and love that he needed for the rest of his life. And so, without hesitation, I stepped up. He was such a wonderful teacher, because there he was, living life to the fullest in his old age and dealing with his illness. And it just really made me stop and think about what happens to older dogs like Mr. Brown who lose their companions. I just started to think about how all of those experiences would come together, and how important it was to be able to support older adults and older dogs and that important connection. And you know, quite honestly, ElderDog just presented itself, and the rest is kind of history.
Hello, my name is Lynn Thorne, and I'm an ElderDog pod leader in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and this is my friend Jade. Every time I hear Ardra talk about starting ElderDog, I think about how important a dog is to their companion. Volunteering with ElderDog is an important part of my life. I love helping seniors stay connected to their pets, and I love making sure that older dogs feel love and joy throughout their lives. We appreciate your donations, but you can also help by becoming a volunteer with your local ElderDog pod, as ElderDog is a 100% volunteer organization. For more information, visit our website at elderdog.ca and click on the volunteer tab. What a good girl, Jade.
We met through friends through high school back in 94, 95 maybe.
Yeah, ding it. Ding it. There you go.
Good job. We started dating in 97, and then we were married in 2003.
There you go.
So 17 years now. So.
Okay, slow around the corner.
For us, you know, we were always looking to be parents ever since we got married. Just naturally, just in work. And then we went the alternative route in terms of the assistance with fertilization treatments and all of that, probably for a few years?
For
A few years, yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah. Carolyn went through a lot of the tough stuff with the fertility treatments and the sort of the emotional, physical side more than me, obviously.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
It's draining, I think. There was a huge void that Teagan filled till Hunter came along.
It was easy for her to become part of our family, I think, because she's such a kind-hearted dog herself. She was a shoulder to cry on a lot of times when we got news we weren't expecting, or it was just necessary to be consoled.
How are you?
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Please.
She really helped us in that way, just as a being, and they're just so loving and they're warm and soft. So that therapeutic touch of her.
Look up at the tree. How many branches do you see, honey?
A lot of rooms.
A lot? More than 10?
More than 10 there.
Yeah.
Is there more than 10? Where are you
There
going?
is more than 10 there.
Where are you going?
Do you have a favorite branch?
Come back. We had some friends and colleagues that have gone through the adoption process, and so we had, we'll call them mentors almost. It was
Do you have a bakery back?
probably 3 years in terms of getting approved. Everyone's looking for an infant, and so there's a huge demand for that. So we were kind of saying, let's focus on 3, 4, 5. You prepare these adoption books essentially that represent Carolyn and I and tell our story and why we're adopting in our life and parents and family and activities and all that stuff. And then the birth mom goes through that and essentially gets to select placement. And then all of a sudden this call comes and we didn't have anything ready. We didn't have a crib. We didn't have anything, any clothes, any diapers, anything like that. So it was born on a Monday. We've got the email on a Tuesday,
5:30.
5:30, made the decision Tuesday night, saw him Wednesday, Thursday in the hospital, and then brought him home Friday morning. So
It was funny, I kind of read a couple of books on the 2 to 5 year olds kind of. But I guess I skipped the first couple of years, and that was a bit of a shocker. So, but a really awesome feeling as well. So it was just a matter of doing a couple of big shopping trips and getting our thought process around, wow, this is happening to us. And I didn't really sleep that well that night, did you?
not that week, probably.
Yeah,
No,
that
no,
week. Well, goodbye sleep.
It was kind of a blur, but good training.
Yeah. We brought a blanket to the hospital, and we just held Hunter with it, and then we brought it back for Teagan to smell, and she slept with it. When we brought him home, we also had that same blanket in his car seat. Brought him into the foyer, and then Teagan smelled the blanket, and then Teagan and Hunter kind of just had a nose kiss, and that was it. I don't really remember that first 24 hours. I remember bringing him home, and I remember taking him off of the hospital grounds thinking, we're parents.
It's amazing how quick the last 3 years, I think, has gone, which is the thing you really look back, I think, and go, wow, he just turned 3. And I just remember it seemed like a couple of weeks ago when we just brought him home. She just turned 9 in April, so she's well into her seniors for a dance.
We've had some great years with her, and we've given her a really good life, and she's lived a fun life.
Our first breeder said even 8 to 10 years with the Great Dane is better than X number with X number of other breeds. Winston was our previous dog, and he was just past 9.5, and he went pretty suddenly. We were pretty lost after, especially without obviously Hunter in the house at the time, and it was a pretty big void.
The house felt really empty without the dog,
Yeah.
without Winston. I remember trying just to get through a minute, and then just trying to get through an hour, and then just trying to get through a day. I remember bringing Teagan home, putting her on my lap, and saying, "Kevin, she feels like a warm, heavy loaf of bread."
Yeah, a Great Dane puppy, when they first come home, they're this big, and then next week they're this big, and then 2 weeks later they're this big, and 3 months she towers over all these other little puppies, right? So
we took her to puppy training, puppy classes.
Some of it stuck too.
Yeah, some of it stuck. Yeah. She does sleep with us on her own little blanket. And Kevin, being quite a tall guy, is kind of funny too. But
you get paws where you don't want them sometimes. We sort of grown accustomed to it. I think in the wintertime she comes closer to us to snuggle, and in summertime she wants to get away from us. So. I remember, pre-Hunter were the days where we could be on the porch for 3 or 4 hours reading a book, quiet time, and now you'd be lucky to get 4 minutes, I think, with quiet time on the porch sometimes. And
pace has changed dramatically. I think we have to plan more for 4 of us instead of just the 2 of us.
Most days are blurry, I think.
It's never what you think it is.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt, and you have to believe in the process. Whatever is going to be will be, and it will all be okay in the end, right?
I think as soon as Hunter came into our life, it was some of that other stuff, for me at least, kind of disappeared. The pain of it disappeared, and
everything happens for a reason, and those reasons brought us together. And I think he was made for us.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Are you getting dizzy?
Hunter, so you on a windy road?
I'm losing energy.
You're losing energy?
Yes.
Like you need some crackers?
Good, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Amanda Gilbert, an ElderDog pod leader in Ontario, and this is my dog Alphaba. Alphaba is young and spry, but imagine what might happen to an elderly dog if their companion is no longer able to care for them. People simply don't line up at shelters to adopt older dogs. Sometimes these pets need special care, medication, or medical attention. Rehoming elderly dogs is one of the toughest and most heart-wrenching roles that we tackle. Last year, we found homes for over 500 dogs. The cost of rehoming and fostering dogs is our biggest expense. Last year, we spent over $100,000 on fostering and rehoming. Please help us to continue to find homes for these dogs. Just visit elderdog.ca to donate now.
I think he's pretty much our entire world, at least for me. It's kind of funny. Like I don't like to be away from him. We often want to plan trips and put him in daycare for a week, and my heart can't do it. I just can't. We just want him to be with us. He's a part of us. They're always up for something, always up for an adventure, no matter what. He could be in the middle of a nap, and if we want to go somewhere, he's up for it. We definitely like high energy dogs that you can do sports with. I guess that's the main thing.
Yeah.
If they can't pull us on skis, then we're not really interested. Okay, we ready? Yeah, let him go. All right, hike. Good boy. knew I wanted to maybe be some sort of animal trainer. I don't know if I wanted to be a dog trainer at that point, but I had a little budgie growing up that I taught it to do tricks and little things, which was kind of fun, but I always wanted a dog. My parents never wanted one. Well, they didn't want the responsibility of one, but I always wanted a dog. So much that sometimes when I was a kid, I pretended to be a dog for fun. I think the house was basically what we were waiting for. We were always renting before, and we never really had enough space. We knew we wanted a big dog, so having a yard was pretty important. So the minute we knew we were buying this house, I put down a down payment with the breeder. We picked him up when he was 8 weeks from a breeder. And I just remember the breeder had us go through a bunch of contracts. And I wasn't listening to anything she was saying. I was just so excited. Thankfully, Mike was listening. And Ramsey came out in this cute, proud trot that he still has today. And I just fell in love right away.
Well, the first while, he wasn't the best puppy for sleeping.
It was a very difficult puppy.
Sleep deprived for the first couple months, so a little hazy, but...
I think once we got into a routine and he understood our expectations and the routine, he just really turned into a really good dog.
Well, Lindsay's definitely the disciplined one there. I took care of a lot of the playing and the energy, but Lindsay put in a lot of training to get him to be where he is, like, a lot.
The breed itself is not an easy first dog, so getting into training classes so that I can better understand, how to communicate better with him was, I think, what did it. Just learning about dog behavior. And then the sports came later when I realized there's so many other things we can do together.
Did you see it? Get it!
I think he's really taught me that I need a lot more patience. Dogs really work at their own pace. If I'm trying to rush, he'll tell me, and I know I just need to take a step back and maybe just continue a different day or take a breather. He has a very different play between Mike and I. He is a lot more gentle with me because he knows that I probably can't take it as much. But when Mike and Ramsey play, they get pretty rough with each other, which is kind of funny. They get really into it.
He's more or less an extension of me sometimes. We're always just constantly doing stuff, and I feel sorry for Lindsay because she got two of us to deal with now. But yeah, he's just a really good partner to have.
Same energy. They both always need to do something.
Used to be competitive, not so much anymore. I competed from a young age, and every once in a while I'll compete in something, but I don't care so much anymore. So it's kind of nice to pass it on. The dog can compete. Lindsay didn't get to compete much when she was young, so it's kind of good for her that she gets to kind of compete with and through him.
But it's fun to see him in competition.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting.
I mean, this is one thing, training, but adding everybody watching, all the other dogs, the energy just skyrockets, and he performs really well under those situations, and it's just fun. Come on! Dog diving, I'm just on the dock and I'm encouraging him and I just throw the toy. Whereas when we're ski joring, I have to help him as much as I can, or else he'll just tire out too quickly. So it's very much more a team sport where if we both work really hard, we will both do really well.
He does want multiple dogs.
No, I want many more dogs. We are getting a second puppy. We're hoping for the fall. I'm pretty excited. The breed itself is generally really healthy, and they'll keep their energy until their golden years. I know a lot of GSPs that are 11, 12 years old, still running the field, still hunting. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. We'll have to put some sports aside. He's still going to be with us as much as possible. It's going to be really hard. He's our first dog. I don't want to think about it. It's just breaks my heart. I mean, it's really hard to stay down when you have this happy-go-lucky puppy wanting to play all the time.
The main thing is just mostly like living in the moment. You can see how like the dog, they're not really thinking about ahead or what they've done in their past. They're just trying to enjoy basically right now. And it's kind of fun to enjoy how simple the dog is.
Yeah. Paradise.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, feel really grateful for what we do have. Really, no place we'd rather be.
We love it here.
Yeah.
We love it. It's the life. We're living the life. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kira Savalco, pod leader for ElderDog Sunshine Coast.
Hi, I'm Karen Wells. I'm the rehoming coordinator for ElderDog on the Sunshine Coast in beautiful British Columbia.
ElderDog Canada is run 100% by volunteers across the country, and so we rely heavily on donations from people just like you to run our programs.
You can make a donation in memory of a friend or a family member.
One of the ways you can help ElderDog is to actually become a member of our organization, and you can do that by going to our website at elderdog.ca.
To visit our online store, and you can purchase items such as this beautiful ElderDog hat, aprons, t-shirts, golf shirts, and other merchandise.
Another way you can donate.
You can contribute to our annual butterfly release program, an ElderDog event each summer that honors dogs who have passed away.
Additionally, you can support ElderDog by sponsoring an event or partnering with ElderDog directly.
Thank you for supporting ElderDog.
Because Weechee's such a strange-looking dog, people are often going, what kind of a dog is that? What kind of a dog is this? Did you cut his hair like that, or was he like born? No, he looks like he was a dry clean only dog that went through the wash.
Every time something changes in our family, it's always that bolt of lightning where we weren't expecting it and something happens, and then your life is kind of always measured in before and after. Nick was volunteering at the animal shelter in Montreal. He'd walk dogs in the morning and I would go and meet him, and we would just kind of walk through the shelter, not really with any intent, and then we would go for lunch. We were walking through the shelter and Weechee was there. He was about 6 months old, and he was sitting in the back of his pen, kind of slumped against the wall. He looked just like a skeleton in a fur coat. He was in a real bad shape. And then right in that moment,
it was just like, yeah, this is it. He's our dog. He has to come home with us.
And for the first couple of weeks, he was so skinny, he couldn't even keep himself warm. So that was when we got started wearing the sweaters, and we'd carry him around like in our jumper. Weechee has a sweater collection, probably more extensive than my own. The second he knows we're going to work, he runs to the door and starts tap dancing and getting impatient with me, like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I started to get curious about animal-assisted therapy in about 2012. I was working in a children's hospital. And there were a lot of opportunities for the children to kind of interact with some of the animals, and I got to see how the presence of an animal could change everything for a child's outlook for their day. I did a certification through University of New Hampshire in animal-assisted therapy, and started to look into opportunities to be able to work with my dog.
The first year we worked together, we met about 30,000 school children in the Waterloo region. We did the K through 8 Humane Society talks. And that involved me and Weechee going everywhere.
Now, do you remember if you guys had the visit from the Humane Society at your school?
Events to multicultural things, meeting the mayor for Neighbors Day. And one of the things I noticed as I was doing that job was that children with special needs were quite often not coming to these events because the teachers felt they'd be too disruptive or that the dog wouldn't be able to handle it. Ready? As a parent of a child with special needs, that was something that was very important to me, that they have access. And so I started asking the special ed teachers if I could visit the classes in an environment where the kids were more comfortable, just to see how Weechee would respond. And he seemed to understand that level of need.
Please. The times that I really noticed it, and I knew Weechee would really be well suited for this kind of work, were after we started to have kids.
He was asleep in his bed. He was missing all the fun.
I always had wanted to be a parent, I know. And it was something we'd always talked about in our relationship, was being parents one day. Both of our boys came to us through adoption. They were both older, 12 years old each when they came to us. And both of them are on the autism spectrum.
I remember both of those days so well.
And Weechee, he's been really supportive with our boys.
But he seems to gravitate towards the people who have the most emotional need. It's one of the things I've really learned has been a benefit to my practice. He'll tell me, this person is feeling this way, or this person's feeling this way by the way he approaches them.
We were at an adoption event, which is where social workers present different children who are available for adoption and who they're looking to try and find a good family to match with. There was a bunch of different videos that they showed of different children, and Mike's was the very last one. And he was older than we were approved for at the time. But we both knew kind of right away that was our kid. Everything kind of fell into place from there. And within a couple of months, Mike was home with us. Josh came to us about 1.5 years ago, which would have been 2018.
Yeah, June 2018.
June 2018, he officially moved in with us. So we've been a family of 4 for about 1.5 years now.
We'll need half a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
A bit more vanilla in my chocolate chip cookies. We used to make these in our first condo in Montreal and eat them hot out of the oven.
That's the way to eat cookies.
There were none left for the next day.
It's definitely a special moment when you find the people who you know you connect with, who are basically perfectly suited for you.
Yeah. When I think about it, I was like, man, I've been waiting for a home like this for so long. Yeah.
Back in April 2003, I took a vacation from England to South Carolina to visit a friend of mine who I'd met in France a few years before. Josh is her best friend. So we took a road trip up to North Carolina, to Asheville. I remember a friend, she drove and she pulled up in front of this huge house in North Carolina. And I remember seeing Josh stood on his porch. That lightning bolt hit.
It was really that like moment where we both just kind of had that electricity.
Love at first sight.
Ever since that day, ever since that moment, we've been together, really.
And then I started the paperwork to emigrate to Canada. Pretty much as soon as I'd gone back after we first met. It was tough for 3 years. So from 2003, 2006 was long distance.
The States wasn't an option for us at the time. Same-sex marriage wasn't legal, and we had to figure out where we were going to go. And Canada was the kind of middle option for us.
Chips for breakfast doesn't sound like an entirely bad idea.
Make chocolate chip pancakes.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I can make this for lunch. I would, I think.
I mean, he's the heart of the family, the old soul.
I thought it was like a gremlin-like thing for a second. I was like, is this a dog? Like, he's really adorable when you think about it. But at the moment, I was like, oh god, what is this thing? Like, how can you not love this thing?
I would say he's one of the binding chains of the family. Like, he definitely is the glue that keeps us together. Yeah, Weechee's always there when you need him. Like, he's kind of like that best friend that everyone, honestly, should have.
And I think Weechee helped you get over a fear of dogs too.
Weechee definitely helped me get over that.
He's definitely a hero. I think, I love that he has this role, within the family and outside, going to help people.
My parents made the mistake, I think, when I was little of telling me when I had my own house I could have as many animals as I wanted. And I always have, ever since I've been an adult.
Delightful. My heaven.
A plus 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 plus.
Hi, my name is Tammy Fulton, co-pod leader with Kim Chivolo in Alberta. Every day across Canada, ElderDog volunteers are busy. Walking dogs, transporting dogs to groomers, to vets, picking up supplies for their clients' beloved dogs. Our clients really do become like family. One of the most important services we provide is emergency fostering for dogs whose owners may be ill, in hospital, or temporarily in a care facility. If you would like to help provide this service, please go to our website for more information. Thanks to the generosity of our donors, we're able to provide all these services to our clients for free. Your donations are deeply appreciated. Go to elderdog.ca to donate.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Is Abby nearby?
She's sitting at the kitchen table with me.
Oh,
Did you want to speak to her?
Yeah, do you want to put on speakerphone?
I will do that. Abby.
I was at my grandmother's house. She had picked me up for my skating that day, and then my mom had come to pick me up, but instead she gave me a phone call.
Mike and I were talking, and we decided we wanted to give you one of your birthday presents today. It's a joint gift for you and Jordan. Do you mind coming out to the car? We're in the driveway.
And when I had walked outside, I saw my mom holding the little puppy in her arms.
Good gift?
Yes. They opened the door and I saw the cutest dog sitting on the bed. That was the best birthday gift ever.
I just kind of stumbled across French Bulldogs, and then as I read more about them, they seem to be like the perfect match for our family. Like they're very caring, very loving.
Roxy really sees inside and she senses emotion, even though she was a puppy and relied on us.
I was a very competitive athlete, training for almost at least 30 hours a week.
Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. While she was skating, her coach texted me and said, "I'm concerned about Abby. She seems to be in a fair bit of pain. She should maybe get checked out."
I had been experiencing some headaches, and the longer they went on, the more severe they kind of became. And I'd always have this abdominal cramping very high up on my stomach, so that didn't seem very normal.
So instead of a walk-in doctor, we thought maybe emerge. And they said that we needed to go to McMaster. We needed to go like right away. We woke up that Tuesday morning just thinking it was sort of a regular day. It was close to midnight on Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. Doctors at McMaster, they said that Abby had a blood cancer. We learned just within a few days would be many months of chemotherapy, full body radiation, and a stem cell transplant.
I was kind of clueless and in disbelief about what was going on right then, because it kind of just seemed like a dream.
As a mom, the one thing I remember feeling so much is I just would have given anything to trade places with her.
We had just gotten Roxy a couple weeks before Abby was diagnosed. She was already part of the family
She was.
so quickly, and we loved her so much, and she was so cute.
Abby was pretty upset about everything, but one of the things was not being able now to see Roxy.
The first week I was in there, they didn't really want me going outside. One day, Mike had come. It was on the weekend. There's a little park outside of the hospital front, and Mike had brought Roxy, and I got to visit her for a while.
The nurses said they could disconnect Abby in no more than 30 minutes, so that was a pretty special moment.
For about 5 months, I was going through tough chemotherapy, different types.
The chemo is very strong and powerful, so Abby would be pretty much in her room most of the time. Roxy was part of Abby's treatment, whether you call it like a mental health or part of her support system. Roxy really sees inside and she senses emotion.
She would help distract me from my nausea or all of my fatigue, and just it was like my happy place.
Abby would smile, Abby would brighten up, even when she was having a really tough day because of Roxy. It was really special to see. With leukemia and blast crisis for CML, a transplant is a necessity. So they determined with the family connection that her father would be the best donor.
From that point on of being told I was going to be her donor, of thinking about it, I remember one time just being in the gym and exercising and just thinking like, wow, this is going to happen soon and I'm going to be her donor. And there's always that little bit of scaredness inside you as well. Like, one way I think about it too is, you know, they talk about police and firemen that say they're heroes for saving someone, and then they say that I'm not a hero, I'm just doing my job. And in a way, I kind of see it the same way. It's like, I don't feel like I'm special or anything. It's just doing my job as a father, and anyone else in the family would have done the same thing in a heartbeat. And it's just what you do for family out of love.
To prep Abby for the transplant, they needed to do full body radiation. And what that does is completely wipes out her immune system. Then there was the day where we actually do have to physically sign a piece of paper for them to do this. I was very emotional, and I said to the doctor, who I already had a lot of respect for, but I knew she had daughters too, and I asked her that if she would do this if it was her child, and she said that she would. So then I knew it was the right thing to do. About a week after Abby's transplant, she got a blood infection. And she had no immune system to fight it. And it was the following week that her transplant doctor said to us, or said to me, she was really worried Abby wasn't going to make it. So we really did go through one of the worst case scenarios. But you would never know it now. She's so strong and so healthy, and the transplant worked, the chemotherapy worked.
I've learned that things like this can happen now. It's not in my control. When I'm on the ice, I definitely feel very, I don't know what the word is, kind of free. If I have a successful program or I land a jump I don't usually land, I always get such a determined and excited feeling inside that just makes me want to do more and more.
We always wanted, well, I always wanted to get a second dog, and Trish was okay with it as well because her family's had multiple dogs.
But I was always like, is it the right time? Yeah. I'm more of a planner than Mike. Mike can be more spontaneous and that sort of thing. So I kept saying, well, maybe one day. I
remember we would joke about it sometimes, saying, well, now let's get our next dog.
Yeah, and the three of them would gang up.
I know that our parents didn't want a big dog because we're always very busy, and a big dog could be a bigger responsibility. And so having a small dog is like the perfect size. They're not too much work, they're just the right amount.
And very cute. Definitely very cute.
All dogs are very cute.
All dogs are very cute.
Yeah. In the pool, we like to, Roxy absolutely loves playing with little balls. Yes. And we like bounce it like a volleyball for her.
And she like bounces it back with her nose.
We also like to just bring them in the pool and just like kind of float or swim with them sometimes.
They make me feel happy. They cuddle with me, and that always lightens up my day. I feel like before I thought nothing could go bad, but now I see that more things can happen than that, and it's just, life can be disappointing sometimes, and sometimes it can be really happy, like we just got Maple, that's really happy stuff. We got Roxy, we've got a pool, we're very lucky that Abby made it out.
Hi, I'm Doug Shackle, and I'm the rehoming coordinator for ElderDog on Prince Edward Island. ElderDog is all about helping older people maintain their vital links with their dogs. Do you have a friend or a family member who is struggling to care for their dog? Do you need help caring for your dog? Is there a dog that's lost his owner? We may be able to help with some everyday chores like walking, light grooming, and getting supplies. We may also be able to help find a new home for the dog who has lost his owner. All you need to do is contact us, and we will find a volunteer resource in your area. In our final episode, Bull Mastiff Buttercup spreads her doggy joy to the residents of the Country Meadows Retirement Home. In this episode, our founder, Ida Cole, talks about her research exploring the relationship between older dogs and their canine companions.
My brothers and I have owned Country Meadows for almost 10 years. I co-manage Buttercup, and I have been together for 2 of the 4 years I've been working here. We live in London. Country Meadows is just a little bit north of Stratford, so we have a nice drive through the back roads. Generally, I leave home between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. It's an enjoyable ride from southeast London. Buttercup, she rides shotgun with me up front. Buttercup's been coming up since she was 8 weeks old. Winter, summer, do a little walk around the building and come inside and do my little rounds and saying hi to all our friends and residents here.
Hi, Buttercup.
And she'll come in the office with me and relax a little bit and help me attend to all the day-to-day little issues that come up. And before you know it, come on, little one, let's go. The day's well underway. Hi there, how are you? Hi, Lindsay, it's Buttercup and I.
Oh, hello, dog.
Yeah, we just come in to say hi.
You are a good dog, aren't you? Yes, you're a Buttercup.
Yes.
Yeah, you was.
Oh, good girl.
You were Buttercup.
Good girl. Lindsay, make sure there's no... I saw a deer this morning on the way here. Yeah. Have you seen any out in the fields?
No, but I know they're out there.
Oh, I'm sure, Lindsay. Well, you keep us advised, okay? This way we know. Come on.
Look out, Buttercup.
Good girl. Oh yeah, we're good. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Good, thanks.
Hello, Buttercup.
Good.
Oh, dear.
Did you have a nice breakfast this morning? I know, they look nice, whatever they were. I hope there's a few left. Are you going out, Audrey, or are you just going for lunch?
I'm going out.
Oh, good for you. Nice. Where are you off to?
Animes.
Oh, good. You're in for a real treat.
Yeah, I know.
Ah, that sounds good. That sounds good, Audrey. Hey, everybody. Hi, Floyd. Good. Come on, let's go say hi to the guys. Hey?
Hello, Buttercup.
Hey, be good. Shh. Sit down. Lie down.
He's a great dog. Oh, yeah, I had a dog on the farm all the time. I wouldn't mind having a dog like her.
Didn't know what to expect at first, or how everybody would take to her, or how she would take to everybody. It was just flying off the seat of the pants type of situation, and it's evolved into a great relationship between her and our residents. It's a great opportunity for our staff to see how Buttercup and our residents interact. Buttercup knows them all very well. We have 2 residents that have little kittens. Actually, one's a kitten and one's a full-grown cat. She'll go right to the doors. Who's there? Is a little kitty there? No? And just sit by the door waiting for a little paw to come out underneath the door.
I've been working with a continuing care facility in Nova Scotia. That facility acknowledges the importance of dogs in seniors' lives. And it's that sense of being at home that is what the facility is trying to create. And I just see incredible potential for that. And I guess a difference between this project where we're exploring what a resident dog program might look like versus animal-assisted interventions such as therapy dog program, is that the dogs are making the decisions of where they go and who they visit and how much time they spend.
Come on, that's enough, come on.
When they walk into a room, into a unit, it's as if somebody has, shone a light.
She's a bit of a celebrity with everybody in the sense that she's well loved. She doesn't hesitate to jump on the couch and sit next to whoever she kind of gravitates to and give a few kisses. Marlene was one of the first residents that really has taken to Buttercup, and I can just mention Marlene's name and she all of a sudden she'll get perked up. And when Marlene does get inspired to give us a little solo, Buttercup is always there to listen and appreciate.
When it's the dog's decision to just relax as if he or she would relax at home, you can really see the possibility and the promise of the presence of dogs in continuing care. The bond between people and their dogs across a lifespan, varies obviously by their relationship, but I think the strength of that bond can really make a dramatic difference in people's lives.
I couldn't do without this little dog. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and when I come home, I wasn't doing so well. One Saturday morning, I was laying on the bed. My husband, he says, I have to go to town. And he said, I won't be long. So anyway, he didn't tell me why, and when he come home, he gave me this little puppy. She's been my little darling ever since.
It's a beautiful story how Barb came to become a resident with us, and we were more than happy to accommodate her and her little Shih Tzu.
I just love this place, and every day it's very cool, and I just feel like at home here.
I had some friends that were picking up a puppy, some very close friends, and they had found a litter of bull mastiffs, and there was 2 left, and one was a little female, and she was the runt of the litter. I knew my Kathy would love to have a big dog. We always wanted to have another little addition to the family. And they said, well, not a problem. If you want, we will bring her home. And sure enough, a few days later, they showed up. I got home a little before in anticipation of her coming home. And when my Kathy got home, as soon as she saw her, she said, it looks like a little Buttercup. And I said, well, if you like that, that could be your name. And Buttercup it was.
I start my day in the company of my dogs with a walk on the land. They teach me about love and about loss in a way that I don't think I've experienced through love and loss on a human level. They're part of my learnings, and since I've had dogs in my life in such a big way, I've really come to be a much better person.
Want to go see if everybody's ready for lunch? Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go make sure everybody's coming for lunch. Good girl. Good girl. Say, Yuri, let's go, lunch. Come on. Sometimes when I'm here late at night, she likes to walk with me up and down the hallways and making sure everything's okay. And it's to the point where some afternoons she doesn't want to leave. She gets more attention here than anywhere else you can imagine. So, like I said, this is her home away from home.